So stop being a fucking pussy. Let's talk about the word no used in certain situations. It's a complete sentence. No. You could even add some other words and lengthen the sentence, like fuck no. That's a sentence. Or no, there's no fucking way we're doing that, right? I recently saw a post. I don't know whether I know the man or not, but he was talking about his sister-in-law has moved to France, right? Moved to France. And wants to take his daughters, who are 12 and 14 years old, wants them to come visit. And he's like, I'm having a panic attack because I don't want my kids to go to France. They're 12 and 14. I'm teaching them some hand-to-hand combatives. So let me get this right. You're worried about your kids going to France, and you're worried about abduction and all the crazy shit in the world going on, so much so that you're taking this week to teach your kids some grappling and some combatives, which leads me to believe they don't have any of these skills, and you're going to try to jam them into the week before they go. How about fuck no, my kids aren't going to France? How about that, right? This is your sister-in-law. You said your sister-in-law has some issues and her husband has some issues, and we're still even contemplating that there's the possibility we're going to send our kids to France. Why do people spend so much fucking time doing things that they don't want to fucking do? Why do they spend so much time committed to things that they don't want to be committed to, and literally dwell over it and ruin weeks of their life leading up to this for something that you could have just said, no, we're not fucking doing that. What are you doing this weekend? I don't know, but I'm not doing whatever the fuck you're asking, because if I was doing something and you were involved, you'd already know what I was doing. Am I helping you move? No. If I really like you, I might send some motherfuckers to help you move, but I'm not coming to help you move, because you know why? I'm not a fucking moving dude. If I was looking for a side hustle, I would totally go buy a box van and I would move shit until I could hire some dudes so that I don't have to move shit anymore. We would buy some box vans. FedEx is selling box vans like fucking crazy. Budget and all these rental places. Remember when they were all these all went out. You can't get a U-Haul truck in California, but you can get one anywhere else, right? Because money is tightening up. There's a lot of inventory right now, and there are not buyers with the interest rates in the way that they are right now. So why don't you just fucking say no? Why are we making posts on the internet about some stuff that obviously upsets us when you are clearly the man in your family? No, we are not fucking doing this. Now, you didn't type any other things out like my wife and I are divorced and she has control and full custody of the kids. Well, that's a different situation. But you didn't say that, so I assume that that's not the situation. I don't know that the dude that said it will even see this. I'm not making it for him. I'm making it for, why the fuck don't you just say no? No, we're not going to do that. You know what happens when you dwell on shit? You focus on that. Your frequency is what you frequently see, right? What you constantly look at, that comes to you. And that's positive and negative shit. If you're looking at negative shit and you're dwelling on negative shit and you're speaking negative shit all the time, you got a lot more fucking negative coming. You know what happens when you turn off all those YouTube videos and the social media shit? Try not looking at social media for a week. Your life will be so much fucking simpler. The frustration that you work on all the time, the frustration that's constantly in your head, and it's very addictive, right? The sky is falling constantly. The food factories are being burned up. True, 60% of our food is offline, right? The trains are derailing. True, 1,070 trains, 1,700 trains derailed last year. We've had a ton of derailments this year. You're not even hearing about them. They're so frequently, right? Because people wore out. They got tired of fucking posting it, right? A train derailed in Memphis, a bunch of toxic chemicals on the ground. The train derailed in Ohio, a bunch of toxic chemicals on the ground. Train derailed in North Carolina, a bunch of toxic chemicals. Nebraska, a bunch of toxic chemicals. You're not even hearing it anymore, right? But when you watch it, you see more and more and more and more, and it can consume your day. And no matter what you think, yeah, well, I'm just listening to it while I work, but you're not working in the manner that you could work, and it's definitely shutting off your own thought processes and your creativity. If you're a paid employee, whatever. If you're a paid employee and that's what you're consuming, you're never going to be anything but a paid employee. Okay. But if you are running your own business, or you're trying to build a business, or you're thinking, I need to leave what I'm doing and do something else, stop watching and consuming all that shit. Stop doing things that don't add to you. If you can't identify them, if it doesn't add to you, it is in some manner taking away from you, right? Everybody is contagious. You're going to catch something from every person you're around. So stop going places where there's shitbags. Stop going places where there's people that you don't want to hang out with, right? When you walk away from the interaction, do you feel better, or are you glad to be away from the interaction? If you walk away and you're like, I'm so glad this is over with, why the fuck did you do it? Why did you put any time into it? And usually when you put time into it, it's not an impulse thing, right? It's not a spur of the moment thing, because if they sprung it on you as a spur of the moment, you would have had some excuse, whereas I'm busy and I'm doing this thing and I can't do that right now, right? Because most people are pussies and they won't just say no. So the case is that most times you get invited someplace and you're too much of a pussy to just say no. So you're like, yeah, I'll go. And then you spend the next 2, 3, 4 weeks working up to that, operating in a mode less than you could because you're dwelling on some shit that you're going to do that you don't want to do because you're too much of a fucking pussy to say no. So stop being a fucking pussy. Back to that nut thing. Check them. Do you have some? Maybe you should start fucking utilizing them, right? Are they shrunk up? Maybe you need some HCG. Maybe you need some more testosterone in your life. And all you dudes are like, hey, what should I take to up my testosterone? Oh, there's a really good answer. It's called fucking testosterone. Just go take that. You're scared of needles? Okay, they got a cream. It doesn't work as good. The doctors will tell you it does because they'll sell you. They just want to sell you something, right? But all you dudes that are like, hey, this is a precursor for testosterone and it'll raise my testosterone. Horny goat weed and celery powder and fucking witch's tit, whatever, right? Testosterone. It'll raise your testosterone, right? Eat meat, lift heavy things, work out. It will make your life better. It really will. And if you want to have that conversation, hit me up. I'll put you in contact. I don't own part of a hormone company. I just know a lot of people, and I use hormones myself, right? Testosterone and some other things. And they're available to you, and they're legal. And I'll help you with that. If you have questions about that, ask me. I don't make any money for this at all, but it will make you a more productive and better person. And if you have a hard time saying no, maybe your testosterone is low. I don't fucking know. Most people's are. Even when you, and that's the thing, right? When you optimize your hormones and you feel better, you're like, oh man, I feel really good. No, you feel how you should feel. You have just felt like shit so long that you didn't even know that you felt like shit. Like the level that most people in the United States, well, around the world, the level that most people operate in their life, it's at like 50%, and they think it's 100%. They have no fucking idea what their capability is because they're operating in negativity and they're operating and dwelling on shit that they don't like, and they are addicted to it, and they fucking just stay in that fucking hamster wheel, and they don't realize there's a whole nother fucking world, and all you have to do is grab it, and it starts by saying fucking no.